they could look to part with their best player and leverage their draft future to get the guy. Shannon, is this too much or not enough to get Deshaun Watson here?
The leverage that Deshaun has, Skip, is that he has a no-trade clause. So he's going to have to agree to waive that to go anywhere they potentially could possibly want to trade him.
Yep.
Now, that's the King's ransom. 3 number ones, Christian McCaffery. You're probably going to have to throw in Teddy Bridgewater also, Skip. But the question is Deshaun Watson, does he really want to go to Charlotte? Now, I don't know if Charlotte, but I feel comfortable in saying that Charlotte is probably not high up on the list of teams that he would be interested in going to. And so that's the problem that you're going to run in. Skip, if he wanted out, he had no trade clause. You could trade him anywhere you wanted to, no questions asked. But because he's going to have to waive that no trade clause, he's basically going to pick where he wants to go. But they're in the ballpark. You know it's going to take 3 first-rounders, because if Matthew Stafford got 2 first-rounders at 32, what's a 25-year-old going to get in his prime? It's going to take you at least that, and they're going to want some young players. So Carolina is on the right path, and I believe that's what other teams are going to have to. You're going to have to start with the 3 first-round picks, Skip, and you're going to have to start with some two quality players. And maybe you might have to go throw in a 3rd rounder just for good measures.
Maybe.
But I don't know if the Carolina Panthers is high on Deshaun's priority list of locations he wants to start his career over at.
So I'm on record yesterday with you. There's nothing that's too much for Deshaun Watson.
No.
This is a first in the history of this league. A 25-year-old quarterback, proven commodity. We can go back and forth how good he is, top 10, top 5. I think he's top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
He's on the market, maybe, but it's going to take 5 King's ransom. It's going to take more than you can even imagine, and he will be worth every last penny of it, because he can win you a championship. He is that good. We know it. We don't know Trevor Lawrence. You think so, but you don't know that for a fact. Looks like he's the next it kid. You know, like
I've seen Deshaun do this at the highest level.
You have. You saw it in college. You've seen it in professional football for a sorry franchise and team. And if you get him in a happy place with a much better team, better run team, Lord knows what might happen. Well, Super Bowls could happen, and they could be plural. Okay.
If he gets you one, it's worth it.
Okay, so Carolina. Would he be at all intrigued about playing in the Carolinas? He played in South Carolina, at Clemson, obviously.
Which is close, very close.
Very close. He's from the South. He's from
Gainesville, Georgia.
Okay. Would that appeal to him a little bit? Maybe a little bit. But if I'm Deshaun, I'm thinking, well, wait a second. I'm undercutting myself because they're going to have to give so much for me. It's going to hurt my chances there. Because I'm not as big a Christian McCaffery fan as you are, because you grew up, I mean, he grew up around you. You watched him grow up in the locker room, right? But I love him as a kid. We had him on at the Super Bowl a year ago, and he is top-rate, top-drawer. You know, his character is as high as you can get. He will give you every ounce of what he's got. He's going to get beat up because he's not quite big enough to carry the ball and catch the ball that many times. But still, he's a very good football player, proven commodity. Well, Deshaun would say, well, wait a second, I don't have him, you know, because he's going back for me.
And I think that's one of the things, Skip, that you guard against. The Melo situation going to the Knicks.
That's it.
Melo thought, man, look, they got some great players. But to get you, they had to send all those players to the Nuggets. And so when you got it, you're like, well, what the heck? I thought.
And then your whole draft future has gone back to Houston.
So now you can't draft. So he's like, hold on. Y'all get, okay, now we get nothing in the draft coming for the next 3 years, and that's fine. And you take away my best weapon?
Okay. So Jets. Everybody says Jets. Okay. So you're going to get back Sam Darnold. You were a fan of him before the draft. I was not. Does Houston really want Sam Darnold? I wouldn't. I don't think he would be your future. Okay.
Well, you don't necessarily have to take Sam Darnold, but you could take Sam Darnold and then take that 2nd pick and go in a different direction. Or you could say, no, I want the 3 first-round pick, one of them which is the 2nd pick in this year's draft, and get Zach Wilson or get a guy that you want and move forward like that. So maybe, Skip, maybe you say, you know what? I don't want Sam Darnold. Give me 3 first-rounders. Give me a 3 and a 4, and we'll call it a day. You do what you need to do with Sam Darnold.
Okay, I'm going to say what I proposed from the start. the deal that makes the most sense to me for both parties is Jacksonville. I know it's in the division.
Right.
But still, Urban Meyer just had a rough week with that Iowa strength coach.
I don't know what
it was
he was
a debacle. Well, it was a debacle, and they fixed it.
Yeah.
But how great would it be to say, well, we go get Deshaun,
right.
and we're going to give you Trevor Lawrence. So you can start over with the next generation's.
I still believe they're going to want Trevor Lawrence, and they're going to want another first-round pick.
Well, that's fine. I would do that if I'm Jacksonville because
they got $70 million in cap space. Hey, you can with Deshaun Watson, you can build a fortress around him.
Yes, and Houston can sell Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Like we're starting fresh with the best prospect in the last, decade?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so that fits for me, even though it's within the division, because Deshaun would say, okay, I'm going to go there. They got some pieces there. Back to no state income tax, so we can acquire free agents.
Yes.
I'll be a free agent magnet like Brady was. And here you'd go. That's the one that makes sense because it gives Houston hope. It gives you something to start with that you can bank on, you can bet on.
And to your point, Skip, about the Trevor Lawrence, I've heard people say, Mel Kiper, I think Mel Kiper said this, there have been 4 can't-miss quarterbacks since he's been doing this, and he's been doing it 40 years.
Yep.
He said Elway, he said Peyton Manning, he said Andrew Luck, and now this kid Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
He says those are the 4 can't-miss that you... So if you get an opportunity, yes, I believe, but like I said, Skip, because he has that no trade, Deshaun wants to go play in Jacksonville.
Okay, I don't know, but it's a deal that would work.
Yeah. I like 49ers. Me, Skip, I was there from the first time this came out. I said the 49ers would be perfect for him.
Okay, that's fine. Then John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, they're not going to make the mistake they made last year by not pursuing Tom Brady. They should have pursued Tom Brady for 2 or 3 years. I agree, because he could have gone home, literally gone home. Right. But in this case, they should bet the ranch on Deshaun. Whatever it takes to get him, they should just go get him. If Kyle is just like his father, he will bet the ranch on his kid. They are. They're like that. And I think John Lynch is a plunger also. Yes. So I would not rule them out of this derby. But I don't, like I said, Skip, that's a premium package, 3 firsts, and arguably the best running back in football, or the top 3 running back in football. Right now I like the big kid in King Henry. But that's a king's ransom, Skip. That's a start. So.